A 14-year-old girl named Lee Soo-yeon is walking home terrified. She enters a small house where a man, already inside, steps forward. He is her father, Lee Tae-soo. Her fear intensifies and she starts crying. Lee Tae begins to bully her, demanding to know where her mother is. He repeatedly beats her while asking the same question. Meanwhile, her mother secretly listens from behind the opposite wall of the house. After beating Soo-yeon for a while, Lee Tae finally sits down and starts drinking. Just then a detective named Kim arrives and announces that Lee Tae is under arrest for murder. He protests, insisting he hasn't killed anyone, but Kim arrests him anyway. A crowd gathers to witness the commotion. Kim notices Soo-yeon lying injured. He informs her mother, but when she shows no concern, he decides to rescue the girl himself. Meanwhile, Han Jung-woo, the son of Han Tae-jun, the owner of Sangil Trust Bank, returns to Korea from America, where he has been studying. Director Nam, who primarily manages his father's business, meets him to hand over a campus tour letter. He sits in the car with his stepmother, Hwang Mi-ran, who tells him that his father is unwell and has been taken into police custody. She couldn't inform him about it earlier. Han Jung-woo notices Lee Soo-yeon standing on a school lane, staring at the ground. He keeps looking at her until they leave in an ambulance with Jung-woo's father. Later, Soo-yeon sits with her mother by the river when her mother tells her that her father is finally gone and that they are free. Soo-yeon asks again if he is really gone and if it's truly over. Her mother confirms it. Afterward, Soo-yeon and her mother go to a restaurant to eat. Her mother gets drunk and starts loudly saying that Soo-yeon's father was a murderer, that he finally received his punishment, and that he is dead, leaving Soo-yeon embarrassed. Han Jung-woo is unable to sleep at 3 a.m., so he steps out for a walk. As he passes by a park, he notices Soo-yeon sitting on a swing. He remembers seeing her standing on the lane earlier. Curious, he approaches her and starts a conversation, asking who she is. She doesn't respond at first, but then asks if he truly doesn't recognize her. Han Jung-woo jokingly asks if she is famous in the neighborhood, since he has never heard of her. Instead of replying, Lee Soo-yeon suddenly starts running away. Jung-woo calls after her, first referring to her as famous girl, and then calling her by her name, Lee Soo-yeon, which he read from her school uniform. Hearing her name, something she was rarely called as people only referred to her as number 27, she stops and turns back. They return to the park and it starts raining. Jung-woo tells her to take cover, but she insists that he wait while she brings an umbrella for him, getting drenched herself. She gives him the umbrella and says she's used to being wet anyway. Jung-woo takes the umbrella, saying he'll return it tomorrow, and then leaves. The umbrella is slightly damaged, but he doesn't seem to mind. Soo-yeon feels happy because Jung-woo called her by her name instead of the cruel labels, murderer's daughter and number 27, that others used to bully her. Meanwhile, Han Tae-jun returns from the hospital. He orders Nurse Jung to leave and demands his money from Kang Hyun-ju. She accuses him of being a murderer. He warns her that if he doesn't return her money, he has already set hunter dogs on her son June. She reminds him that she had a child with his father and insists that she deserves better treatment. She is determined to build a good life for June with that money. However, when she goes to see June, she finds that he has escaped despite having an injured leg. He is also wearing a locket given to him by his mother. Han Tae-jun has Hyun-ju sent to a psychiatric hospital, threatening that if she doesn't tell him where the money is, he will kill her son when he finds him. Later, Nurse Young secretly visits Hyun-ju while serving her and whispers that she has June hidden safely. Hyun-ju begs her to take care of him and warns her to stay hidden from Han Tae-jun, as he would kill them all if he found out. The next morning, Soo-yeon wakes up early, excited to receive her umbrella back. She goes to the park and eagerly waits for Jung-woo. Han Jung-woo's grandfather passes away, and he has to manage the funeral. Later, Han Tae-jun tells him that he is the only one he trusts and that he shouldn't have returned from America. However, since he is now a grown man, if he doesn't want to go back, he can stay. Jung-woo warns his stepmother, Hwang Mi-ran, not to act like his mother when his father isn't around, knowing she is only there for money. Meanwhile, Soo-yeon waits for Jung-woo all day but eventually leaves. While walking home, she notices a child living alone in a room on her street. Concerned, she peeks through a small window and asks if he is okay. The next day, Han Jung-woo transfers to the same school. He witnesses students bullying Soo-yeon and learns that she is mistreated because she is the daughter of a murderer. When she approaches him to take back her umbrella, he hesitates and shows discomfort. Hurt, Soo-yeon begins to cry, insisting that she would never harm anyone. Jung-woo coldly tells her to leave him alone and walks away. However, she lingers in his thoughts. Later, he visits her street and sees people verbally and physically abusing her, blaming her for her father's crimes. They accuse her father of killing their loved ones. Her mother watches helplessly, crying and pleading with them to take Soo-yeon away. Jung-woo watches until Soo-yeon notices him. Embarrassed, she runs away in tears. He chases after her and finds her in the park. Calling her by the nicknames he used on the first day, he asks her to be friends. Meanwhile, Detective Kim argues with the chief, insisting that Soo-yeon's father, Lee Tae-soo, was not the real murderer and was wrongfully blamed. He urges the chief to reveal the truth and catch the actual culprit, but the chief orders him to stay silent. Unable to ignore their suffering, Detective Kim tells Soo-yeon's mother the truth. At school, Soo-yeon warns Jung-woo to stay away from her to avoid being bullied like her, but he refuses to listen and continues to stand up for her, causing the students to start bullying him as well. Despite this, Soo-yeon and Han Jung-woo become very close friends. One day, while walking home from school, Soo-yeon notices a fire breaking out in the room where the lonely child she used to talk to lives. Jung-woo is with her, and they both rush to help. Together they break the locked door to rescue the child, with Jung-woo injuring his hand in the process. After finally getting the child to safety, they notice that he drops a locket, which Jung-woo picks up. Hyunju instructs Nurse Jung to escape from Han Tae-jun's house with the money. She also tells her to kidnap Han Jung-woo, believing that holding him hostage will prevent Han Tae-jun from harming them. Nurse Young attempts to flee with the money, but security at the house has been tightened. Han Tae-jun grows suspicious of her and calls her in for questioning. He orders her to find both the money and the boy, Jun. She pretends to comply but later manages to escape. Meanwhile, Han Jung-woo calls his stepmother, Hwang Mi-ran, asking her to send someone to help take Jun to the hospital. She dismisses him, telling him to stay out of such matters. Han Tae-jun overhears the conversation, takes the phone and agrees to send help. At the hospital, Jun is being treated in a private room. The doctors warn that if he doesn't receive proper medical care in time, he may need a leg amputation. When Jun wakes up, he becomes distressed about his missing locket, but Han Jung-woo returns it to him. Shortly after, Nurse Young arrives, picks up Jun and takes him away in her car. Soo-yeon sees this and tries to stop her, insisting that Jun needs proper medical treatment, but she fails. Seeing how much they suffer from bullying, Soo-yeon's mother decides that they should leave and move in with Detective Kim. Soo-yeon is reluctant, as she has just found a new friend, but she has no choice. They settle into Detective Kim's house. At first, Kim is hesitant about taking them in, but he eventually agrees, even welcoming them happily. His daughter, Yoon-ju, initially protests about strangers moving into their home. Jung-woo is upset with Soo-yeon for leaving and asks if she plans to quit school as well. She says she's not sure yet. While talking, Jung-woo notices Soo-yeon hiding a scar on her foot. When he asks about it, she admits that it embarrasses her, explaining that she got it while running away from her father. Jung-woo reassures her, saying there's nothing to be ashamed of. To comfort her, he shows some of his own scars and tells her he has them all over his body. He then playfully casts an imaginary spell on her, telling her to erase her bad memories and create new ones. On their way home by bus, Jung-woo accidentally kisses Soo-yeon, leaving him embarrassed. Later, near her new house, Soo-yeon shows him a flickering street lamp and admits that it scares her more than the dark itself. Detective Kim notices them together and, assuming Jung-woo is misbehaving, playfully grabs him by the ear and drags him inside. He invites them both to dinner, and they eat together as a family. During the meal, Yoon-ju shows a liking towards Jung-woo. After dinner, Kim begins teaching Jung-woo karate and detective skills. Meanwhile, Yoon-ju notices Soo-yeon's feelings for Jung-woo and jokingly remarks that handsome boys always seem to fall for someone average like her. Soo-yeon becomes embarrassed, but Yoon-ju quickly reassures her, saying she was only joking and that Soo-yeon is actually pretty. She adds that, as the daughters of a police officer, they should not let such things upset them. Soo-yeon's mother soon joins them and compliments her daughter, telling her she looks pretty in her new sweater. The group continues laughing and playing together as Detective Kim teaches them more karate moves. Later that evening, Detective Kim drops Jung-woo off at his house. Jung-woo introduces Kim to his father, referring to him as his friend's father. However, Han Tae-jun shows no interest and refuses to shake hands. Before leaving, Kim notices a suspicious car parked near the house and writes down its license plate number. That night, Jung-woo calls Soo-yeon and asks if she thinks it will rain, reminding her of the gift she promised to give him when it did. Soo-yeon replies that it might snow instead, and asks what he would do on the first snowfall. Jung-woo responds that he would come to meet her. The next day, rain begins to fall. Soo-yeon picks up the umbrella Jung-woo had given her and leaves to meet him. On her way, she encounters her mother, who tells her that Detective Kim has just received his paycheck and that she plans to cook a nice meal. However, Soo-yeon is too excited to pay attention. Her mother jokingly tells her not to come back. At the same time, Jung-woo makes his way to their meeting spot. As he reaches a street lamp, an unknown figure suddenly covers his face with a tissue and drags him into a car. From a distance, Soo-yeon witnesses the scene unfold. She drops her umbrella and starts shouting, demanding that they let him go. The kidnappers, realizing that she has seen their faces, decide to take her as well. One of them orders the driver to stop and they forcibly pull her into the car before speeding away. Both Young-woo and Soo-yeon regain consciousness in an abandoned warehouse, their hands tied together. Soo-yeon explains that she was only trying to save him. Young-woo notices a piece of broken glass nearby and begins cutting through their restraints. However, before they can escape, one of the kidnappers, Kang Sang-duk, enters the room. He grabs Soo-yeon and drags her into a corner. She struggles and warns him that she is the daughter of a killer, but he ignores her threats and assaults her. Young-woo eventually manages to free himself. As he prepares to run, he looks back at Soo-yeon, who is injured, and calls his name. However, instead of helping her, he chooses to flee. Meanwhile, Nurse Jung contemplates keeping the money herself. When Jung persistently asks to see his mother, she coldly informs him that his life and his mother's are now in her hands, not Han Tae-jun's. Kang Hyun-joo confronts Han Tae-jun, telling him that his son is in her custody and demanding that he let Jun go and stop pursuing him. Han Tae-jun responds by saying that she cannot threaten him and orders his men to make sure she never sees the light of day again. Kang Hyun-joo is dragged away by his men while Nurse Jung watches the scene unfold from her car with Jun, who is still crying for his mother. Meanwhile, Jung-woo manages to escape and looks for help. He finds a phone, dials his father's number, and tells him they've been kidnapped and need help. He relays their location by reading signs nearby and urges his father to hurry and save Soo-yeon. Jung-woo then calls the police, but before he can provide any further details, the kidnappers find him. Kang Sang-duk and his accomplice begin to beat him. Soon after, Han Tae-jun arrives and Kang Sang-duk hides while the other kidnapper, Kang Sang-chul, is caught. Jung-woo begs his father to go back and search for Soo-yeon, but Han Tae-jun orders Director Nam to take care of the situation. When Young-woo insists on going with them, his father slaps him and tells him to stay back. Meanwhile, Soo-yeon manages to escape from the warehouse just before Director Nam and his men arrive. As she runs, Nurse Jung is driving with Jun in the car. She had already been informed by the kidnappers over the phone that they needed to kidnap a girl along with Young-woo, and Nurse Yoon had ordered her men to kill Soo-yeon to avoid any risks. Director Nam and Han Tae-jun's men set fire to the warehouse, burning all evidence. As Soo-yeon runs from the flames, Nurse Jung spots her and realizes it's the girl they need to eliminate. She decides to run her down with her car, but Jun recognizes Soo-yeon as the person who saved him from the fire and protests. Despite her original intent, Nurse Young ultimately saves Soo-yeon. Back at the police station, Kim and Soo-yeon's mother are becoming increasingly worried about Soo-yeon's safety. Kim learns from the police department that they received a strange call reporting a kidnapping, but they were unable to gather further information. When Kim arrives at the warehouse, he finds it completely burned down. However, he manages to recover a pair of Soo-yeon's shoes and sends them to forensics for analysis. After a while, Young-woo regains consciousness and immediately recalls Soo-yeon. He anxiously asks Han Tae-jun if they were able to rescue her, begging him to find her, since he feels responsible for abandoning her when she tried to save him. Han Tae-jun tells Young-woo to remain silent and reprimands him for contacting the police. He coldly asserts that if Soo-yeon is harmed and Jung-woo failed to help her, then it will be his fault, and leaves the room. Jung-woo pleads with his stepmother Hwang Mi-ran to help him find Soo-yeon, but she refuses. As a result, Jung-woo begins to spiral into despair, his mental state deteriorating. His younger sister, Han Ah-rum, grows worried as she watches his condition worsen. The forensic team delivers their results, revealing that Soo-yeon had been raped. Kim is devastated by this news and promises both himself and his daughter Eun-ju that he will find Soo-yeon. Meanwhile, Soo-yeon's mother is also in critical condition. She advises them to ask Jung-woo for answers. Soo-yeon's mother and Eun-ju visit Jung-woo, but Han Tae-jun prevents them from entering the room. Eun-ju begins to suspect that Jung-woo might be involved in Soo-yeon's disappearance, so she secretly sneaks into the house and goes to Jung-woo's room. There she shows him Soo-yeon's diary, which details how much Soo-yeon liked him. Eun-ju is caught and forced to leave the house. Jung-woo, upon reading the diary, learns how deeply Soo-yeon cared for him and recounts every moment she spent with him. Han Tae-jun's men beat Kang Sang-chul briefly before letting him go, instructing him to lead them to his other accomplice. In a nearly hysterical state, Jung-woo storms into his father's office and demands that he find Soo-yeon, questioning why his father isn't doing more to help. Han Tae-jun suggests sending Jung-woo to a psychiatric hospital. However, Hwang Mi-ran intervenes, assuring Han Tae-jun that she can convince Jung-woo to go to America for treatment instead. Han Tae-jun agrees to her plan. Detective Kim returns to the warehouse where he begins to analyze the area outside. He notices bloodstains, footprints, and tire marks in the snow. Nearby, he also finds an abandoned car. Upon inspecting the vehicle's license plate, he realizes it matches the one he had seen near Han Tae-jun's house. Kim visits Han Tae-jun and presents an arrest warrant for Young-woo, suspecting that he might know something. Young-woo volunteers to accompany Kim willingly. Kim takes Young-woo to a riverbank where he asks him about the incident. Young-woo recounts the entire event, describing how the warehouse was set on fire. He also mentions that one of the kidnappers was captured by his father. This raises Kim's suspicion. If one kidnapper was caught and another remained in hiding, then who could have set the warehouse on fire? He presses Young-woo about the man his father had caught, but Young-woo admits he doesn't know. Kim advises Young-woo not to jump to conclusions about his father until they have more evidence. Young-woo is sent back to his house where he asks his father about the man who was caught. However, Han Tae-jun refuses to answer. After his father leaves, Young-woo goes to his room to search. There, he finds his phone, the same one he had abandoned at the warehouse. At that moment, Soo-yeon calls Young-woo. He answers the call, but before he can speak, his father storms in and snatches the phone away. Young-woo insists that he heard Soo-yeon's voice, but Han Tae-jun dismisses it, claiming that she is dead. Detective Kim, following the evidence, tracks down Kang Sang-duk and confronts him. After beating him, Kang Sang-duk admits that he killed Soo-yeon and disposed of her body in the river. Kim arrests him. Soo-yeon's mother becomes emotional, asking why he would do such a thing while crying. The news of Soo-yeon's death is published in the newspapers. The police chief pressures Kim to close the case, threatening to fire him if he doesn't. Despite the news, Young-woo refuses to believe Soo-yeon is dead and decides to leave his home to search for her. He visits Kim at the police station, tells him about the phone call and begs him to help find Soo-yeon. Kim already believes that Soo-yeon is alive and visits his father, an expert in such matters, asking for his assistance. His father assigns a team to trace the phone's origin. They determine that it is a hammer phone. They eventually track down a man who was preparing fake IDs and passports for Nurse Young, Soo-yeon, and June. Kim convinces the man to cooperate and follow him. The man meets Nurse Young in secret and hands over the documents. Kim watches from a distance. Meanwhile, June shows Soo-yeon the news of her supposed death in the newspaper and tells her that everyone has abandoned her, urging her to move on. Soo-yeon breaks down, crying and beating herself upon seeing the report. Han Tae-jun is still searching for Nurse Young and locates the car warehouse where she has been hiding. He sends his men to investigate. Kim arrives there as well, and June notices the presence of someone. Kim calls Young-woo, informing him that he thinks he has found Soo-yeon and is going to bring her back. June drinks from a soda can and sabotages Kim's car by sticking the empty can under the brake. Nurse Jung, June, and Soo-yeon manage to escape in the car while Kim follows them. When Han Tae-jun and his men arrive, they find the warehouse empty, but notice a drawing, similar to the ones June used to make, confirming that they had been hiding there. Kim continues to follow them, but just as he gets close, his car's brakes malfunction, causing him to lose control and crash, resulting in his death. 14 years later, Han Jung-woo visits the site where Kim died. He reflects that all these years have passed, but he has never given up on finding Soo-yeon. He promises Kim that he will find her. Afterward, Young-woo is seen drinking and singing in a karaoke bar. Later, he visits Kang Sang-duk, who is now imprisoned, and demands to know who told him that Soo-yeon was dead. Kang Sang-duk refuses to answer, leading to a physical altercation in which Young-woo beats him up before leaving. Meanwhile, Hana Rum calls Young-woo. Hwang Mi-ran warns her that if her father finds out she's still in contact with him, they will face serious consequences. Hana Rum taunts her mother for staying with her father for money. Hwang Mi-ran responds, saying that she plans to divorce him once he launches his fashion line and secures his wealth. In France, a fashion designer named Zoe is introduced. She slaps a model for misbehaving before noticing a cane in the crowd. She follows the cane's owner and hugs a man named Harry, who is holding it. Zoe walks arm in arm with Harry when Hwang Mi-ran spots them. She assumes that Zoe must be cheating on her sponsor with this man, unaware that Harry is actually her sponsor. Hwang Mi-ran takes pictures of them, planning to blackmail Zoe later to use her to launch her clothing line. At a fashion show, Zoe is seen managing the models. Hwang Mi-ran and Han Ah-rum are also in attendance, with Hwang Mi-ran still trying to get Zoe's attention in hopes of launching her studio. Harry receives a call informing him that his aunt, Michelle Kim, has died while swimming. He doesn't tell Zoe, allowing her to continue with the show, and secretly leaves. Zoe eventually notices Harry's absence, and Hwang Mi-ran approaches her, offering her card to Zoe, suggesting she review her studio. Zoe dismisses the card and leaves to search for Harry. Zoe finds Harry sleeping on a sofa and sits beside him, eventually falling asleep with her head resting on the arm of the sofa. When she wakes up, Harry is gone, and she receives a call from him telling her that he's leaving France for Korea due to his aunt's passing. Zoe comforts him and offers to join him, but Harry tells her to stay in France for now. Meanwhile, Han Jung-woo now lives with Soo-yeon's mother and Eun-ju. Soo-yeon's mother has accepted him as her own son and loves him dearly. Jung-woo in return cares for her deeply and jokingly refers to her as his girlfriend. However, the police chief tells Jung-woo that he's gone too far and needs to leave the force. He's been accused of multiple offenses, including property damage and assaulting Kang Sang-duk. Detective Ju Jung-myung, a close friend of Jung-woo, steps forward and takes responsibility for his actions because he doesn't want him to be punished. Harry contacts the police department to inform them about his aunt's death, and they assign Jung-woo to investigate. When Jung-woo goes to Harry's house, he finds a picture of Harry and Zoe. Something about the girl in the photo feels strangely familiar to him. Harry arrives and meets with Jung-woo. Michelle Kim's body is presented to Jung-woo, and it's sent for an autopsy. Jung-woo consoles Harry. Zoe decides to leave France and go to Korea to be with Harry. At the airport, she hides her face with a hoodie to avoid recognition. She tries calling Harry, but his phone is off. As Jung-woo is about to leave his house, he hears a familiar sound and finds Zoe standing outside, playfully testing whether it will rain, just like Soo-yeon used to do as a child. Jung-woo, in a moment of confusion, runs toward her, thinking she is Soo-yeon. When he catches up to her and sees her face, he apologizes and lets her go, realizing she's not Soo-yeon. Zoe enters the house and meets Harry. Harry tells her that she didn't need to come, but Zoe explains the incident with the cop, speculating that the detective might have been involved because she is too pretty. Harry, who had seen Jung-woo staring at their picture on a camera, begins to grow suspicious of the detective. Later, Zoe touches the mole on Harry's face and tells him that she always thought if he ever abandoned her, she would find him by that mole. Jung-woo still has doubts that Zoe might be Soo-yeon. He returns to the police station, feeling overwhelmed, and breaks down in the shower, thinking about Soo-yeon and looking at her picture. Detective Ju finds him but decides to leave him alone for a while to process. The next day, Jung-woo visits Harry's house again, this time accompanied by Detective Ju. Zoe is there too. Detective Ju, in a lighthearted manner, jokes that Jung-woo thinks Zoe is Soo-yeon. Zoe becomes visibly nervous as Jung-woo stares at her for a moment. He then sits down with Harry and informs him that Michelle Kim's body has been sent for autopsy. Jung-woo throws Zoe's button into the water and starts playing the same childhood trick he used to with Soo-yeon. He stands up and asks Zoe how she knew that trick, which only his friend knew. Harry quickly objects to Jung-woo's behavior, but Zoe calms him down, explaining that she read about the trick in a book. Jung-woo leaves, and Detective Ju jokes with the team leader about Jung-woo thinking Zoe is Soo-yeon. Meanwhile, Jung-woo tries to get drunk, and his team members end up making him sing karaoke. It's time for Kang Sang-duk to be released from custody. The police chief tells Detective Ju to keep Jung-woo under control so he won't cause trouble. Detective Ju sits with Jung-woo in the car and handcuffs him, saying he has a surprise for him. When Jung-woo sees Kang Sang-duk being released, he insists on following him because he believes Kang Sang-duk is the only one who knows what happened to Soo-yeon and who told everyone she was dead. However, Detective Ju stops him and tells him to let Soo-yeon go. Kang Sang-duk walks out of the prison and suddenly crashes into a car. Harry, who is driving, gets out to check on the man. He assures Kang Sang-duk that he's not injured and tells him not to sue. When Kang Sang-duk notices the girl in the car, he moves closer to look inside. Zoe recognizes him and becomes afraid, trying to get away. Kang Sang-duk steals her phone and tells Harry to take her to the hospital before leaving because she doesn't look okay. At home, Zoe experiences a panic attack in the shower, and flashbacks of the traumatic events she endured flood her mind. Harry consoles her. Later, Kang Sang-duk shows up at Jung-woo's house and calls him, provoking him. Jung-woo runs to meet him, and they fight. Kang Sang-duk taunts Jung-woo, saying he will never find Soo-yeon, and that if he kills him, he'll never know the truth behind everything. Jung-woo is overpowered and Kang Sang-duk begins to beat him. Yoonju arrives just in time to stop the confrontation, and Kang Sang-duk escapes. She helps Jung-woo with his wounds. Meanwhile, Hwang Mi-ran asks Director Nam to approach Harry and Zoe as potential investors. Director Nam speaks to Harry, who mentions that his aunt recently passed away. He shows him a picture of her. Director Nam immediately recognizes her as Nurse Young and upon seeing Harry's limp, deduces that Harry is actually June. He later calls June, revealing that he knows the truth and blackmailing him for money in exchange for silence. Harry agrees to meet Director Nam to hand him the check. Afterward, Kang Sang-duk calls Zoe, revealing that he knows who she is. He warns her that if she cares about herself and her new boyfriend, she should come to his apartment. Zoe becomes scared. Kang Sang-duk sits in his apartment when someone rings the doorbell. He opens the door to find a package, and when he opens it, he sees a newspaper with the news of Lee Soo-yeon's death. The doorbell rings again, and thinking it's Zoe, Kang Sang-duk opens the door. However, someone enters and brutally murders him. They first throw him into a bath full of ice and then smother him with a wet towel. Meanwhile, Young-woo, still believing Zoe is Lee Soo-yeon, goes to her house again. Zoe is returning from somewhere when he stops her and asks her to say his name. She agrees, repeating his name several times. She asks Young-woo if he still thinks she is Soo-yeon, and Zoe offers to be his friend for the day, before leaving with him to a street diner. Harry watches everything on the surveillance cameras. At the diner, Zoe asks Young-woo how much he must love Soo-yeon to think she is her and still be searching for her. She then asks why they broke up. Young-woo replies, saying they broke up because he was good at running, and it even helped him get the job of a detective. Police soon discover Kang Sang-duk's murder and begin to suspect Young-woo. Detective Ju tries calling Young-woo, but he doesn't answer as he is with Zoe. After spending some time together, Zoe returns home and tells Harry that she doesn't have many friends in Seoul, but Young-woo could be one. She invites him to join her at a restaurant the following day. Later that night, Zoe tells Harry that she was with Young-woo and explains she's doing this to torment him. She insists she doesn't want to be Lee Soo-yeon and wants to erase those memories completely. The next day, Young-woo learns about Kang Sang-duk's murder. He rushes to the crime scene, feeling enraged since Kang Sang-duk was the only person who knew the truth about what happened 14 years ago. The police chief accuses Young-woo of the murder, takes his badge and suspends him from the case until they find the real culprit. Zoe receives a blackmail email from Hwang Mi-ran, threatening to leak her pictures with Harry unless she launches her studio. Zoe decides to go to Jung-woo at the police station. When he sees her, he flinches. She tells him about the blackmail and shows him the letter urging him to take action. Young-woo insists it isn't his concern, but Zoe tells him that she trusts her more than anyone else. Meanwhile, Harry meets with Director Nam again. Director Nam informs Harry that Han Tae-jun is facing financial problems due to the money Harry took from his bank account. Harry explains that he withdrew the money to pay him, as his other assets are tied up in other businesses. Harry then tells Director Nam to gather information on Han Tae-jun's slush funds, promising to pay him more for the information. Zoe, noticing her mother with Young-woo, wishes to meet her. She goes to a restaurant, orders food, and while there, Soo-yeon's mother sees the news of Kang Sang-duk's murder on TV. She becomes emotional and tries to change the topic. After seeing her mother cry, she leaves the restaurant in tears. Later that night, Young-woo arrives at the designated meeting place to see Zoe. Zoe and Harry are sitting on the top floor of a luxury restaurant, drinking wine and watching him wait for them from the window. They both wonder how long he'll last. Harry bets he won't wait long. Young-woo waits for 30 minutes, but then remembers that he needs to find the person who murdered Kang Sang-duk. He leaves, and Zoe comments that he's still the same, good at running. Young-woo goes to Kang Sang-duk's place to gather evidence. He later visits the Chinese restaurant Sang-duk went to after being released. The woman there tells him Sang-duk ordered Chinese noodles and asked for the chairman's number, though she doesn't know who the chairman was. Instead of paying for the meal, Sang-duk gave her a card and asked her to deduct the amount from that person's card. Young-woo returns to the station and tries to check the camera recordings. However, his access is blocked, and the password has been changed. After some trial and error, he guesses the password and watches the recordings from the day Sang-duk was released. He sees the incident where Sang-duk clashed with Harry's car, and when he zooms in, he realizes that the woman in the car is Zoe. Young-woo comes to the sudden realization that Zoe is actually Lee Soo-yeon. The next day, he confronts her in the middle of the road, stopping her forcibly. Zoe says she doesn't want to be friends with him anymore, but Young-woo insists she come with him, taking her in his car without asking her permission. Harry, watching this from his own car, gets out to stop Zoe, but he sprains his foot in the process. Zoe tells Young-woo that if he insists on being with her, he should take her to a very expensive restaurant. She orders a dish that costs 70,000 won, and Young-woo suggests they go to a park afterward. Zoe refuses, stands up, and begins to leave. When Young-woo tries to stop her, she slaps him lightly. He responds that now that she's hit him, it doesn't hurt as much as it did before, and he'll let her leave this time. He walks away, leaving her behind. Zoe calls Harry and asks where he is. Harry tells her that his foot is injured, but he's seen a doctor about it. Zoe returns to the car, deep in thought about Young-woo and the memories of their childhood. She confides in Harry that, although she initially started this to torment Young-woo, it seems like he's the one tormenting her. Meanwhile, Han Tae-jun, the most trusted person in Zoe's life, receives information from Director Yoon that the only stable investor they can trust for their business is Boutique H. where Harry Borison is the head. Harry meets with Director Nam and asks if he has acquired the slush fund records yet. Director Nam tells him that it's not that simple. He then receives a call from Han Tae-jun, who asks him to arrange a meeting. Harry agrees and sets up the meeting with Han Tae-jun at the requested time. Zoe goes to pick out a suit for Harry at a store, but Young-woo also happens to be there. He starts trying on different suits to show Zoe how they would look on a person. Zoe, annoyed by his behavior, leaves the store. Young-woo follows her and tries to engage in conversation, particularly about the recent murder of Kang Sang-dok. He finally asks if Zoe's phone, which was stolen, might be the same one used by the culprit in the murder, as the phone was traced back to France. Zoe doesn't respond and walks away. Young-woo then heads to Harry's house, asking him about the man who had clashed with his car. Harry denies knowing him and says the man didn't suffer any serious injuries. Young-woo brings up Harry's mother and presses him about the condition of his leg. Harry, not wanting to discuss it, brushes it off. Just then, Zoe enters and recounts the story of the car accident. She says it was a critical situation, but Harry had held her hand through it, and despite the severity, they made it through together. Unfortunately, Harry ended up with a limp as a result of the accident. Meanwhile, Jung-woo asks his friend Detective Ju to help get him back on the job. Detective Ju pleads with the system leader, and Jung-woo is reinstated. They begin to analyze Kang Sang-duk's murder case, finding footprints at the crime scene that could lead them to the culprit. Harry intentionally delays the meeting with Han Tae-jun, postpones their scheduled meeting. He claims that his leg is still bothering him. Jung-woo uncovers something significant during his investigation. He checks the black box footage from a car in the garage and sees a woman taking the car from the garage. Upon zooming in, he realizes the woman is Zoe. Jung-woo is shaken as he recalls Lee Soo-yeon's words from the past, where she had insisted she was nothing like her father and would never kill anyone. This gives him emotional doubt, and he becomes certain that Zoe is not the one who murdered Kang Sang-duk. Harry gives Zoe a special gift, a key necklace. Meanwhile, Harry finally meets Han Tae-jun at his party, where Han Tae-jun seems fixated on both Zoe and her locket. During the meeting, Harry quickly brushes off the matter, saying he needs to return to his party, but assures Han Tae-jun that he will give him the money he demands to stabilize his company. Young-woo arrives at the party and immediately approaches Zoe, warning her that the police are about to arrest her for the murder. He insists that she needs to come with him for a testimony. Harry arrives just in time to stop her from leaving, asserting that Zoe didn't do anything wrong. Young-woo says he knows Zoe is innocent, but insists that she must come with him. In the car, Young-woo hands Zoe his coat, explaining that there will likely be press outside. Zoe hesitates at first, but later reluctantly drapes it over herself. The cleaning lady, a close friend of Young-woo's at the police station, helps Zoe through the testimony process, guiding her to the interrogation room. Harry arrives at the station shortly afterward and confronts Young-woo. He insists that Zoe is innocent and declares that he, not Zoe, was the one who caused the accident with the man. Young-woo demands that Harry call his lawyer immediately. Harry replies that his lawyer is on his way from France, but Young-woo stresses the urgency of the situation and warns Harry that time is running out. Young-woo then enters the room where Zoe is being held and tells her to fill out a form to avoid further questioning. Zoe complies and soon exits the room, making her way toward Harry. Young-woo watches them leave from a distance, his eyes lingering on Zoe as she departs with Harry. Meanwhile, Soo-yeon's mother witnesses the scene as well, seeing Zoe leaving with Harry. Later, Harry meets with Young-woo. In an unexpectedly amicable gesture, he suggests they grab a drink together sometime, admitting that he has never disliked Young-woo. Back at the house, Zoe locks herself in a room and breaks down in tears. Soo-yeon's mother, still struggling with her emotions, arrives at Zoe's house and approaches her car. She asks Zoe if she is Lee Soo-yeon, and when Zoe doesn't respond, she starts to leave. But Zoe stops her, telling her to get in the car. Inside the house, Zoe opens up to her mother, telling her that she didn't want to be Lee Soo-yeon anymore because of the painful memories tied to that identity. Soo-yeon's mother is heartbroken, tears falling as she begs Zoe not to return to her past. She tells her to stay happy and urges her to move on, leaving the house in haste. Zoe, visibly shaken, begins to cry. Soo-yeon's mother forgets her shoes in the house, but Zoe picks up the shoes and rushes after her mother. But by the time she reaches the street, her mother is already gone. Soo-yeon's mother finds herself sitting by the side of the road, lost in thoughts of her son, Young-woo, who is still tirelessly searching for Lee Soo-yeon. After a while, she stands up and hails a taxi to leave. Zoe also hails a taxi and follows her. Meanwhile, Harry, ever watchful, observes the scene from his own car. Zoe walks down the same street where she used to live. She counts the steps from the lamppost to the house, which totals 213. She notices Young Woo coming out of the house and sees him head to the park. There he first plays on the seesaw. After a while he switches to the slide, all the while thinking about Soo-yeon. Suddenly, Zoe's phone rings, and she starts walking away. Young-woo notices a girl at the corner and follows her, but she leaves before he can see her face. Zoe enters a diner and starts sipping on a drink. Harry arrives and watches her smiling. Zoe briefly leaves her table, and Young-woo follows her, placing the shoes that had been left nearby back on the table before leaving. Zoe returns and resumes drinking. When Zoe gets home, Harry asks where she's been. She tells him she went for a walk because she has to leave the country tomorrow. Harry informs her that she is restricted from leaving the country for 10 days. Young-woo warns his stepmother not to disturb Zoe again. Meanwhile, the police continue searching for the murderer of Kang Sang-deuk and discover that Soo-yeon's mother's social security number and account were used by the criminal. They question Soo-yeon's mother, who, after crying, replies that she murdered him many times in her head and asks them to arrest her for what she did, which is nothing. The police check the security footage from nearby cameras and find a suspicious woman in the area. Detective Ju shows the footage to Soo-yeon, asking if she can help identify the woman. Soo-yeon says she doesn't know who the woman is, but she can confirm that the person in the video is an older woman. She also gives Ju Jung-woo's coat to return. Later, Detective Ju meets with Young-woo and explains everything, returning his coat. The police soon track down an IP address connected to the murder. They find that dry ice, which was used to kill Kang Sang-deuk, was ordered from a police station linked to Young-woo's computer. They also discover that CCTV cameras were disabled between 6 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. If they can trace the people who remained at the station that day, they might find the person responsible. The suspects include the cleaning lady, Young-woo, and a security guard. Young-woo had been sleeping at the station because Soo-yeon's mother had asked him to leave the house, as she felt embarrassed for not being able to tell him about Soo-yeon. The cleaning lady reminds Young-woo that she stayed at the station because she needed to clean up after a gang that had been there. She also mentions that Young-woo had bandaged her hand and she needs to go home because her daughter Bora is returning. She used to refer to Young-woo as her son-in-law for Bora's sake. After recalling the details, Young-woo is allowed to leave. He then goes to question the security guard. During the questioning, he remembers Zoe mentioning that the woman in the footage was an older lady, and his suspicion shifts back to the old woman. Meanwhile, Harry and Zoe go to Han Tae-jun's house for a dinner invitation. While eating, Hwang Mi-ran talks about the special Korean dishes she has prepared for them, but Han Tae-jun frowns at her. Harry notices this and comments that Han Tae-jun should treat his wife better. This catches Han Tae-jun's interest, and he becomes more intrigued by Harry's personality. Later, Hwang Mi-ran invites Zoe to work in her studio again. Zoe reminds Hwang Mi-ran of how she stole her design for her shop and even blackmailed her. Hwang Mi-ran apologizes and asks her not to mention it to her husband. Hana Room then tells the cook to bring food she had packed for Young-woo. Zoe is shocked to realize it's Young-woo's house. Hana Room later mentions that she needs to get off at the station to meet Young-woo. She casually says that if they ever need a favor from the police, they can ask her since her brother works in the police. Zoe asks Harry why he brought her to Young-woo's house, and he responds that it doesn't matter. He assures her that she can deal with it, and also tells her not to leave for France just yet, urging her to stay by his side. Young-woo receives another CCTV image of the woman who is processing a payment. He notices a bandage on her hand, the same bandage he had seen on the cleaning lady's hand earlier. He becomes sure of her identity and leaves the police station to follow her. The cleaning lady realizes someone is behind her as she nears her house. She hides and waits for Young-woo. When he approaches, she asks why he's there. Young-woo pretends he's just there to see her. She invites him inside to cook him some rice. After a while, she asks him to go pick up some tape from a drawer. While searching, Young-woo finds his daughter's uniform and, as he opens the drawer with the tape, he discovers the same rope used to tie Kang Sang-deuk. The cleaning lady then uses a taser on him, knocking him out, and tells him that he should have minded his business. At the police department, Detective Ju and the team realize the cleaning lady is the murderer. Ju informs them that Young-woo went after her. They text him to not turn off his phone, but the cleaning lady switches it off. The police trace the address listed on the cleaning lady's resume but find no one there. They then trace Young-woo's phone and find it in the garbage. Jung-woo wakes up and the cleaning lady gives him some pills to swallow. He expresses his last wish to speak to Soo-yeon. He calls her and gives her a hint about his location by mentioning the steps from the lamp to the house. Zoe realizes it's not the steps to her house and she grows worried. She calls his friends and panics. Harry decides to take her to the location. The police find Young-woo and take him to the hospital. Zoe asks them what happened, but they can't give her any answers. Harry disapproves of Zoe's excessive worry for Young-woo. Ah-ryum, who had come to give food to her brother, also becomes worried and asks her father to help Young-woo, as he has connections with people in high places. However, he refuses. Director Yoon tells Han Tae-jun that they need to get Harry Borison on their side for investment in the company, as other investors like Shiosa have pulled out. Han Tae-jun agrees and asks Director Yoon to arrange a meeting. Zoe waits for Young-woo to wake up. It turns out that the cleaning lady had only given him sleeping pills, so he wakes up after some time. Detective Ju is ecstatic when Young-woo wakes up and hugs him in excitement. Zoe laughs at the scene, and just then, Harry enters the room. Later, Harry has a conversation with Han Young-woo saying that they could still have a drink together and that all three of them could be friends. He tells Young-woo that he does whatever Zoe likes. Young-woo responds that he can't get drunk. Harry doesn't want to talk to Zoe, and when she tries to speak with him, he says he doesn't know how to handle the situation since it's their first argument. Harry receives a phone call from Director Nam, who tells him to come and hand over the information he stole. Meanwhile, Harry has a conversation on the computer discussing personal matters, including how he plans to get revenge on Han Tae-jun and how Zoe is becoming more interested in Han Jung-woo. Han Jung-woo learns the story of the cleaning lady. Her daughter was raped at school and took her own life 5 years ago. He also finds a suicide letter from her daughter. He gets more information about the case and discovers that one of the people involved is already in jail, while the other is about to arrive at the airport today. Young-woo realizes that the cleaning lady plans to kill the other person, so he heads to the airport. The person arrives and catches a taxi, complaining about his struggles in America. The driver turns out to be the cleaning lady. Young-woo arrives just in time to stop her, but she goes ahead with the murder anyway and is arrested. Zoe watches the news about the murder and gets upset. Harry arrives and consoles her. Later, Hwang Mi-ran visits Zoe's house and talks to her. She says that Zoe has seen her husband, Han Tae-jun, and that he is awful. She asks her if she knows Jung-woo because he is the son of Han Tae-jun, who walked out 14 years ago. Zoe seems shocked by this revelation and walks away from the conversation. Han Ah-rum notices Director Nam speaking suspiciously on the phone and informs her father. Han Tae-jun tells Director Yoon to find out what's going on. Director Nam eventually arrives and gives Harry what he has demanded. In exchange, Harry hands him a passport and money. Director Nam mentions that his family is already out of the country, and now he is joining them. Before leaving, Director Nam casually remarks that if Lee Soo-yeon finds out that Harry's mother is responsible for everything that happened to her, it will be a problem. Harry replies sharply that Director Nam shouldn't have said that. Zoe arrives at the station and overhears a conversation between Young-woo and her mother. Her mother is asking Young-woo to let Soo-yeon go and return to his house, crying and lightly hitting him. She even brought his belongings in a box. After some insistence, her mother tells Young-woo that Lee Soo-yeon is happy where she is and doesn't want to return. Zoe watches this quietly, tears in her eyes. Young-woo is going through his things when he realizes Zoe is standing there. She leaves, but he follows her. He finally catches up to her, and they talk. Zoe expresses how much she has been through over the years, trying to forget them, and how Harry was the only one who supported her during that time. Jung-woo hugs her tightly, asking her not to look at his face, because if she does, she might remember everything. Zoe returns home, where she finds Harry unwell with a cold. She asks if he has consulted a doctor, to which Harry replies that the doctor has already been there. Harry then starts crying and hugs Zoe tightly, begging her not to leave and pleading with her not to go again. Meanwhile, the cleaning lady asks for her son-in-law, and Han Young-woo comes to investigate her. She asks if he has eaten anything, but Young-woo remains silent, staying serious as he begins to question her harshly. Young-woo tells the cleaning lady that regardless of her circumstances, murder was wrong and she shouldn't have done it. The cleaning lady then describes how she killed Kang Sang-duk with dry ice and mutilated his genitals. Young-woo asks if she had placed the wet towel on his face, and she confirms that she did. Young-woo tells her that there's nothing more he can do for her, but if her daughter had been alive, he would have agreed to marry her. Harry wakes up and notices Zoe sleeping beside him. He gently cuddles her hair. Han Tae-jun finds out that Director Nam has stolen information, and the 200 million won that Harry Borison had invested is also missing, taken by Director Nam. Furious, Han Tae-jun orders that the news be kept away from the reporters. Harry invites Han Jung-woo to meet him, saying he has something important to discuss. Jung-woo replies that he is busy and would come later, and then returns to the cleaning lady and tells her that he knows she wasn't the one who placed the wet towel on Kang Sang-duk and that someone else must have been there. She initially refuses to say anything, but eventually reveals that she doesn't know the person, only that their shoes made a sharp tap-tap sound like heels. Jung-woo tells her to let Bora go, and he will let Lee Soo-yeon go. He later shares that he will let Soo-yeon with Detective Ju while drinking at a bar. Zoe goes to meet her mother. She brings her food. She tells her that this place doesn't suit her, and then they both sit down to eat and get emotional. Zoe admits that at first she was angry at her mother for not finding her, and she wanted to tease her by becoming something, but then she started to miss her. Zoe later leaves and cries in her car, hugging her mother's shoes, feeling the absence of her. Han Jung-woo meets with Harry. He tries to ignore Zoe and goes straight to Harry. Harry asks him if Han Tae-jun is his father, as it could interfere with the investigation. Han Jung-woo responds that he has no ties with him anymore. Harry hands him a document, an IOU stating that Michelle Kim gave a loan to Hwang Mi-ran, which is still unpaid. Han Tae-jun meets Harry Borison again, and asks him not to take back the money he invested in Harry's bank. Harry agrees and says he can extend the period for him. Han Tae-jun expresses his gratitude and says he would help Harry if needed in the future. Harry asks Han Tae-jun to hand him his cane. Later, Han Tae-jun receives a package containing the same toy bicycle Jun's mother used to make for him out of pipes. Han Tae-jun realizes that Jun is alive and has returned. Han Tae-jun goes to the basement room of a psychiatric hospital where Jun's mother, Hyun-ju, has been staying. She has gone almost completely mad, having forgotten most things, except for constantly mentioning Han Tae-jun and her desire to see him. Han Tae-jun orders his men to prepare her and bring her back, knowing that wherever Jun is, he will be affected by learning his mother is alive. Zoe leaves the house saying she wants to work and heads to Bellows. Harry goes to the street diner that Zoe used to visit, even though he didn't like those places, and texts her to join him. Zoe starts working at Bellows and notices a wedding dress there, which was her first design. Han Jung-woo arrives and tells her about the accidental kiss they shared before, and then kisses her again. They later go to the park together, and Zoe apologizes for all the years Jung-woo spent searching for her. She thanks him for bringing her back into his life, but says that she must leave because she can't abandon Harry. He is the only family she has had all these years. She tells him that they can only be friends and walks away. Harry watches through the cameras as Zoe returns but leaves again without stepping out of the car. He watches all of this in disappointment. Zoe goes to Jung-woo's house and her mother's house, with Harry following her in the car. She takes out her phone to make a call and Harry thinks she's going to call him, but instead, she calls Jung-woo, who doesn't answer. Harry breaks down in tears, wishing Zoe would be his only. Han Tae-jun instructs his men to give Hyun-ju's picture to the newspapers to trigger Jun. Harry is informed by the person he speaks to on the computer that his mother's picture has been published. Jun refuses to believe it, stating that his mother is dead and orders the person to get Jung-woo to arrest Han Tae-jun. The next morning, Jung-woo notices Zoe's missed call and regrets not answering it. Detective Ju teases him about his connection with Zoe. Meanwhile, Zoe is at her house, staring at a picture of herself with Harry when Jung-woo's call comes again, distracting her. Harry watches this from the camera room at the house. Jung-woo visits Zoe's house with Detective Ju. Detective Ju apologizes for Jung-woo's casual attitude when speaking with her. Jung-woo asks Zoe if she had a fight with Harry, but she denies it. She asks about Detective Kim having heard that he had passed away. Jung-woo shares more about the accident on the condition that she won't get upset. He tells her how he went to find her and even called her, saying he had found her and was going to bring her back, but then he died while searching for her. Jung-woo takes Zoe's hand to comfort her, and at that moment, Harry walks in. Harry says he'll leave them alone since they seem busy, but Jung-woo stops him and says he's there for an investigation. He asks Harry if he knows about Jaekyong Hospital, a psychiatric hospital. Harry denies knowing anything about it and says there's no way he would know about it. Zoe tries to talk to Harry, but he pushes her away. Later, Harry and Jung-woo visit Hwang Mi-ran to investigate the loan she took from Michelle Kim. She initially denies it, but later admits to it, asking them not to tell her husband. Han Tae-jun goes to Jaekyong Hospital and tells the doctor not to let anyone know about what happened 14 years ago. He reminds the doctor that he has paid him off and leaves. Later, Jung-woo arrives to investigate, but the doctor denies knowing anything. Jung-woo starts searching the rooms and is about to open room 302 when the doctor tells him it's empty and the patient left in the morning. Jung-woo opens the door anyway and finds the room empty. As Jung-woo and the police are leaving the hospital, a dead body is thrown in front of them. When Jung-woo sees the body, he recognizes it as Kang Sang-chul, the other person involved in Lee Soo-yeon's kidnapping. As Jung-woo searches Kang Sang-chul's body, he finds a family picture on him. Harry stands nearby, watching everything unfold. Jung-woo tries to chase the person who threw the body, but fails to catch him. Meanwhile, Zoe visits the place where Detective Kim died and remembers the happy times. When Zoe returns, Harry tries to get close to her and kiss her, but she pulls away, telling him not to do that again. She leaves. saying she wants to be alone. She goes to the restaurant where her mother works. Her mother and Young Woo are discussing her when Young Woo notices Zoe standing nearby. He follows her and buys the same drink as her, standing beside her and talking to her for a moment. When Zoe returns home, Harry shows her a picture of her mother and tells her that they cannot accept their real identities. He explains that if she starts living as Lee Soo-yeon again, he will have to become June again, which would put him in danger because the people who killed his mother would come after him too. Young Woo and Detective Ju conclude after the autopsy that Kang Sang-chul was killed by drowning. They realize that whoever threw the body in front of Young Woo wanted him to see it and intentionally placed the family picture on the corpse. While sitting in a car with Young Woo, Harry listens to a Young Woo's phone call from Ah Room, who tells him that their aunt has come to the house and resembles Young Woo a lot. Hearing this, Harry suspects that the woman might be his mother, Hyun-ju. As Harry and Young Woo walk together, Young Woo notices that Harry's cane makes the same distinct tap-tap sound that the cleaning lady had mentioned. Young Woo then challenges Harry, saying he will see whether Harry truly cares about Zoe or if he just wants to control her. Young Woo visits Zoe's house to have a meal together. Meanwhile, Harry instructs the man he communicates with on his computer to investigate the identity of Young Woo's aunt and confirm whether she is his mother. This man, Director Yoon, is actually Han Tae-jun's closest ally. At the same time, Young Woo receives a text from his sister Ah Ryum, who has sent him a picture of their aunt. Young Woo shows the picture to Harry and is about to show it to Zoe when Harry suddenly strikes Young Woo's phone with his cane, causing both the phone and Young Woo to fall. In the process, Zoe's hand gets injured. Zoe leaves to bandage her hand. Young Woo confronts Harry, asking why he did that. When Zoe returns, Harry intentionally drops his cane, acting like a victim. Zoe warns Young Woo not to be so aggressive toward Harry. Young Woo leaves, and Zoe also walks away from Harry. Zoe goes to Belos and falls asleep there. Young Woo arrives, watches her sleeping and lies down beside her. When Zoe wakes up, she starts working and Ah Roim arrives. Hugging Young Woo, he initially mistakes her for Zoe, but then wakes up and introduces his sister to Zoe. Yoonju visits the shop for coffee and asks Zoe if she is Lee Soo-yeon. When Zoe denies it, Yoonju says she's relieved, admitting that she hates Lee Soo-yeon for abandoning them. She bitterly remarks that her father died searching for Lee Soo-yeon. Young Woo visits his house to see his aunt. While talking to her, the masked person who threw Kang Sang-chul's body suddenly arrives and tries to snatch the toy bicycle from Yoonju. Jung Woo chases him, but the masked man grabs Ah Room and holds a knife to her throat, threatening Young Woo. Young Woo manages to free Ah Room and injures the attacker's shoulder, but the man escapes. Later, Young Woo is called to investigate another murder. They find Director Nam's body. He was also drowned. A USB drive is found in his mouth. When they open it, they discover a list of names, including police chiefs, hinting that law enforcement is involved in the crimes. The police chief arrives and orders the case to be reassigned, claiming Young Woo cannot investigate fairly since Han Tae-jun is his father. Young Woo protests, accusing the chief of trying to cover up his crimes. The chief suspends Young Woo, who hands over his badge and license. Zoe receives a USB drive in a package. As she checks it, her phone is stolen, and a suspicious call is made to Jung Woo. Zoe plays the USB's contents and discovers shocking information. Han Tae-jun was involved in everything that happened 14 years ago. She learns that Jung Woo's aunt is actually Jun's mother, and it was she who ordered the kidnapping of Young Woo and Lee Soo-yeon. She also finds out that Han Tae-jun was responsible for Jun's leg injury. Zoe confronts Harry, asking if he knew about all of this. Harry denies any knowledge, including the fact that Young Woo's aunt is his mother. Zoe doesn't believe him. Just then, Jung Woo arrives and sees Harry hugging Zoe. Zoe pushes Harry away and leaves. Harry tells Yoon in person this time that he must bring Zoe back to him, and if she refuses, he must kill her. Meanwhile, Jung Woo returns to his house, determined to keep an eye on Han Tae-jun. Jung Woo tells Han Tae-jun that he has been suspended from the police force and has realized there is no point in being a cop anymore. Hwang Mi-ran protests that Jung Woo cannot stay at their house, but Han Tae-jun ignores her. Jung Woo confronts Director Yoon and asks him how it feels to be Han Tae-jun's son in his place. Director Yoon remains silent. Jung Woo places a hand on his shoulder. Meanwhile, Hwang Mi-ran asks Harry to convert the debt she owes him into an investment, and he agrees. Jung Woo searches his father's house for evidence, while Detective Ju asks the nurse from Jaekyung Hospital for more information. Jung Woo also assigns an officer to keep an eye on Zoe for her safety. Harry visits Han Tae-jun for business matters and sees his mother there. He becomes emotional, realizing that she no longer recognizes him. Jung Woo frequently visits Belos to meet Zoe, to find the murderer behind the deaths of Director Nam, Kang Sang-deuk, and Kang Sang-chul. Jung-woo seeks help from his grandfather, whom Detective Kim once introduced him to. The grandfather shows him years' worth of collected evidence, including a picture of Nurse Young and June. Suddenly, everything clicks for Jung-woo. He remembers the past incident, June's injured leg, and finally realizes that Harry is actually June. Zoe goes to talk to Harry. Sitting in his car, she asks if he knew about his mother's survival. Harry denies it, saying she doesn't even recognize him. Zoe doesn't believe him and presses further. Harry tells her that he was the one who murdered Kang Sang-duk, thinking would like him for it. Zoe is shocked as she never imagined Harry as a murderer. At that moment, Jung-woo arrives, opens the car door and pulls Zoe out. She asks him to take her home, but faints. Jung-woo rushes her to the hospital and later takes her to his house, where her mother starts taking care of her. Yoon-ju is initially upset about Zoe being there but eventually accepts her. Jung-woo now wants to uncover his aunt's full story. They all reach the conclusion that the same culprit is behind all the murders and that he prefers killing his victims by drowning. Harry, feeling heartbroken, smashes a picture of himself and Zoe, then locks himself in his private room, crying over losing her. Meanwhile, Zoe fully embraces her identity as Lee Soo-yeon again. She decides to check on Harry and, upon entering his house, sees the shattered picture. She steps into his private room and is shocked to find pictures of Han Jung-woo's family. Before she can react, the door accidentally locks, trapping her inside. Through the room's camera setup, she can see everything happening in the house. She watches as Hwang Mi-ran arrives and tells Harry that she has discovered his true identity as June. Harry, unfazed, tells her that they are allies now. Hwang Mi-ran mentions if Soo-yeon knows that Harry's mother was behind all that happened to her. Harry replies that she should not have said that and offers her a drink. Hwang Mi-ran drinks it and suddenly faints. Seeing this, Soo-yeon panics. Meanwhile, Director Yoon arranges a meeting between Harry and Han Tae-jun. When they arrive, no one is there. Suddenly, Director Yoon attacks Han Tae-jun. Jung-woo arrives just in time and fights Director Yoon. However, despite the beating, Director Yoon is barely affected. When Director Yoon is taken to the police station, he denies any connection to Harry. Instead, he falsely claims that Soo-yeon was the mastermind behind all the murders. To make matters worse, Harry has created a fake voice recording of Soo-yeon, making it sound like she ordered the killings. Soo-yeon comes out of the room and touches Hwang Mi-ran, only to realize her hands are covered in blood. Terrified, she quickly opens a laptop, where Harry appears on the screen, saying this was his only option left and that she can no longer escape. Meanwhile, Jung-woo tries to convince the police that Director Yoon is lying. However, they proceed to arrest Soo-yeon, but Jung-woo steps in front of her, refusing to let them take her. Elsewhere, Harry is found unconscious in his private room and is taken in for investigation. Director Yoon denies knowing him, but Kim's father notices that Yoon avoids direct eye contact with Harry and mimics his gestures, indicating that he recognizes him but is in a submissive relationship with him. Jung-woo is removed from the case due to his bias in favor of Soo-yeon, and Detective Ju hides them in his house, where his father warmly welcomes them. While there, Soo-yeon confides in Jung-woo, revealing that she received a USB containing information that proves his father is responsible for June's mother's condition and his leg injury. Devastated, Jung-woo breaks down, but Soo-yeon comforts him, reassuring him that he is not like his father. Meanwhile, Soo-yeon's mother finds Hyun-ju on the streets and starts taking care of her. One day, she shows Hyun-ju an old picture of young Jung-woo, triggering an intense emotional reaction and a panic attack. Harry later meets Han Tae-jun and threatens to expose him unless he brings Soo-yeon to him. He also spots his mother, Hyun-ju, with Soo-yeon's mother and Yoon-ju. Secretly, he returns her locket to her. Jung-woo and Soo-yeon spend time together, preparing fish and taking pictures. However, the police track them down, and Harry is with them. Soo-yeon falls to her knees, holding Harry's hand, pleading with him that how can he murder. Soo-yeon is taken before Director Yoon, who continues to claim that she is behind everything and that he is merely following her orders. She warns him that he trusts Harry too much and will ultimately be abandoned by him. Soo-yeon speaks with her mother and Jung-woo, sharing a meal and having a heartfelt conversation. Her mother later informs Jung-woo about Hyun-ju's reaction upon seeing his photo. Jung-woo tries to establish a connection between Yoon and June. He sends a DNA sample from a cola can June used to kill Kim to the French police, requesting a comparison with any existing criminal evidence. He also looks into Yoon's records. After an extensive investigation, the truth is revealed. Yoon's real name is actually Harry. His parents were abusive, and June killed them to save him, using the same method he used on Kim. In return, June assumed Harry's identity and Harry now works for him. Soo-yeon continues to care for Hyunju, bringing her new shoes. Meanwhile, Harry secretly watches her, astonished by her kindness toward her mother. Despite all that his mother did to Soo-yeon, one night, Hyunju sees the light from a window and suddenly recalls everything, including June being taken away. In a panic, she runs out of the house. Soo-yeon and Jung-woo find her later, but she is in critical condition. Soo-yeon approaches June, urging him to speak to his mother one last time, as she is waiting for him and asking about him. However, June refuses, claiming she does not remember him. June sees his younger self in his imagination and comforts him, saying they will finally be free. Tragically, Hyunju passes away. June arrives after Soo-yeon and Jung-woo have left, expressing his frustration that all he has left is the money she gave him. The police visit Hwang Mi-ran, who survived her injuries, and ask who attacked her. Initially, she accuses Soo-yeon, as Han Tae-jun has threatened her. Jung-woo entrusts Ah-rum with getting her confession. Ah-rum convinces her mother that she was planning to divorce Han Tae-jun anyway, and that she should not fear him. Hwang Mi-ran agrees and tells Jung-woo the truth. In exchange for his promise not to abandon her, she also files for divorce. June sets a trap for Jung-woo and Soo-yeon with the help of Han Tae-jun's men. However, the police arrive in time and rescue them. June tries to hold on to Soo-yeon, but she tells him she is afraid of him. At the police station, Soo-yeon reminds the real Harry that June has abandoned him and merely used him. Jung-woo confronts his father, questioning whether he even considers himself human after all he has done. June returns to the room where he was kept as a child, longing to start everything over. He calls Han Tae-jun, demanding he brings Soo-yeon to him. As he sits alone, he remembers all the times Soo-yeon spoke to him through the window. Jung-woo traces June's location through a phone call and arrives at the room. He opens the door, reminding June of the time he saved him from the fire. June acknowledges this, saying it's the reason he never truly hated Jung-woo. Jung-woo tries to persuade June to come with him, but June escapes only to be shot in the leg during the process. Injured, he gets into his car and calls Han Tae-jun again. Han Tae-jun approaches Soo-yeon outside her shop, asking to speak with her. She agrees and gets into his car, unaware of his intentions. He drives away, successfully distracting the police and taking her to the warehouse where she was held after being kidnapped years ago. June is waiting there. Soon after, Jung-woo arrives. June reminds Soo-yeon how Jung-woo abandoned her at this place, and she tearfully recalls everything. Jung-woo admits he has lived with that guilt ever since and promises never to repeat that mistake. Soo-yeon tells June that while she loved him, it was never in the way he wanted. Harry, consumed by rage, loses control and fires a gun, injuring Jung-woo. The police arrive and shoot June. Both June and Jung-woo are rushed to the hospital. Jung-woo regains consciousness after 10 days, greeted warmly by Soo-yeon. They are finally a happy family, including Hwang Mi-ran and Ah-rum. Han Tae-jun is arrested for his crimes. On the first snowfall, Jung-woo and Soo-yeon get married, sharing pictures with their loved ones. Everyone, including Detective Ju and their team leader, is overjoyed for them. They later visit Harry, who has lost much of his mind and now finds joy in the simplest things. In the final scene, Soo-yeon leaves with Jung-woo after visiting Harry. He watches her go, reaching out toward her in his imagination, as if trying to hold on to her one last time.